Lateness is greatness. Hello there everyone, welcome back to James Redmond TV and welcome to another footy roundup show. I am joined by the boys. It's a pleasure to have you all here, but first off let me introduce the one, the only, man like Mons, fellow Liverpool supporter. Come on brother, how are we son?
Do you know what? I'm great. We finally got another win.
Matey, come on, man.
Our only win, but you know what?
Matey, you know, hey, yo, Muds, flex the muscles, bro. Come on, man. You know them words. Because we don't get to do this much, so flex them.
Yeah.
No gym, bruv. No gym. Who's just joined the stream with a full stop? And then left? That's mad that, you know, hey, I'm on StreamYard right now as we speak and someone else has just joined the stream and left. But the name was a full stop though, bro. That's mad that. And I've only sent this to yous. I'm pretty sure I've only sent this to yous. I don't know.
You sure
Who
he's not
knows?
gone elsewhere? You sure he's not gone elsewhere with that?
Who knows, mate? We might have another guest soon, I don't know. But next, we have got our boy, the Chelsea fan. Man like Lewis, how are we, fella?
They're good. Another win. Merseyside painted blue. Love to see it. Come on, boys.
I'm not going to lie, I'm happy you kind of calmed them down a little bit, to be fair, because they were getting a bit too big for their boots, the little blue shite. So fair play to you, Lewis. I'm happy with you. I'm happy for you, my mate. I'm happy for you. And then we've got the boy who's actually kindly came on the show after what a result that isn't the worst result you're going to get in your life, but it certainly weren't ideal. Flawless, thank you for coming on the show, brother. It's a pleasure to have you, my mate.
Yo, big up for having me first and foremost, man. And secondly, yeah, man's good. No complaints. You know what it is. Like you said,
no complaints.
Not the worst result, but not ideal in it. And obviously, the fashion in which it happened made it worse.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be an okay place to start, and we were kind of just touching on it before stream.
Yeah.
It was one of them. By the way, shout out to everyone who's in the chat as well. We appreciate everyone who's joined. Shout out to the mods who are here. Shout out to everyone who's getting involved in the chat and whatnot. But people, I was watching the AC Milan Man United game yesterday, and I'm not gonna lie, overall before it started and whatnot, like I was pretty confident in saying that United weren't gonna have it all their way, but I did feel like that they had enough to go through. I predicted AC Milan. Haters will say just because I'm a Liverpool fan, but it actually weren't that. If you actually look at, you know, the first division of Italian football, which is not a farmers league, AC Milan are smashing it there. They're above Juventus. They're not that far behind. I think they're like 6 points behind Inter, who have also smashed it. So they're a very good team. The only thing that went against them was when I saw the lineup. No Theo Hernandez, no Zlatan Ibrahimovic, no Benacer, no Rebic, no Romagnoli. These are their main ballers, and they played off the park.
Yeah, they did.
That was mad.
They did, but like I said, the reason why I didn't get mad is because it's nothing new. Like I said, if you've been watching Manchester United, as Manchester United fan, if you've been watching us under Ollie, ask Lewis. Lewis says it. The only time, Flawless, I see you and you're not happy and jovial and cracking joke is Manchester United watch-alongs. You know what I'm saying? When Manchester United win, I'm more relieved than I am happy. It's more, all right, we got through that, we go again type of thing. We're not enjoyable to watch. You know what I'm saying? The results are up and down. The only thing consistent about us is that we're inconsistent. That's why yesterday wasn't a shock. We could see it in the last minute, and I'm just like, all right, let's just see what happens in the second leg. We'll probably go through. All the injuries we've got now, everyone expects us to go out. We'll go through. The same way the Manchester City result happened where nobody gave us a chance. And I actually tweeted out, I think we'll get a result. This is typical of what Manchester United do under Ollie. Every time it looks like he's going to get pushed over the edge, he'll get a result from somewhere. And that was the Manchester City one. And I think it'll be like the same for AC Milan.
No, I hear you, my mate. And that it's one of them things as well. Like the away goal was massive for AC Milan. I don't know if you watched it, Mons or Lewis, but it weren't like one of them where AC Milan were getting chance after chance after chance after chance. It weren't that type of game. You know, they got quite a few, you know, lucky moments in the game, but at the same time, luck kind of went their way when who was it? Harry Maguire and Dan James missed them chances.
Oh my god!
I don't know what Dan James was chatting there.
Hilarious.
Harry Maguire doing up his best Timo Werner impression. It was mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
the Werner vanish. The Werner vanish.
Yo, he was injured, fam. He was injured. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was injured.
45 minutes of Tomori. That's
he was
why.
injured, innit? What Tomori, who got left for Diallo from the goal and that.
Diallo did well.
Diallo left Tomori and that. Man got left by you.
But
You-
same
Yeah.
way, all I saw was Martial got hooked in 45 minutes.
Yeah, because he was injured in that. You know what I'm saying? He's done carrying his team like he just didn't pick up a man of the match.
Tamori
performance.
tax, we got to take that into account, man. He got locked down.
I
By
hate
the
this
way,
guy.
people, is my mic okay now? Because people are saying in the chat it was too loud.
It was loud, but I didn't know. I didn't know if it was me. And 'cause no
Okay.
one said anything, I
Oh
thought it was
nah. Sorry about that, people. I've sorted it. Is it all right now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
alright.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I
because
just-
there's a thing at the bottom of it where you twist it, and
Yeah.
basically it's went to the other side of what it's supposed to be. So I do apologise about that. People are probably thinking, "Fucking hell!" But there we go, back to normal.
You know what
We're
it is,
all good.
Hamlet?
Sorry, boys.
You're just loud anyway, so I just
I'm
thought.
a
I'd
lot.
just
No,
make
but
it
that's
sound-
why we need the mic on the minimum setting. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like that, it's got to be a must. It really, really does. But nah, boys, go on. You carry on. I just interrupted there. I was thinking, wait, what?
Nah, it was just me and Lewis doing what
Yeah,
we were doing
same
and going
big
back
up
and
to
forth.
Do what we
Like,
do, bro.
it's just me and Lewis,
Let's do-
isn't it?
If you are going to find a positive, silver linings and whatnot, I suppose you can take Ahmed Diallo coming onto the pitch and absolutely turning it up, mate. Because, like, you know when someone looks good at football,
Yes.
you just know kind of straight away. And all the respect that you've got to give to Bruno for the pass, and it was a great pass.
The pass was exceptional.
Fantastic.
Oh
The
my
pass was
God,
exceptional.
unbelievable. But
Ridiculous.
you've got to give just as much respect and admiration for Diallo for making that run.
The run was very
Got to.
smart, and the header was very intelligent as well.
Yeah.
Like, that's a smart header. Like, if he doesn't put that in, I don't think people are saying, "Oh, he should score that." So to loop it over the goalkeeper in the manner in which he has done shows intelligence, where the goalkeeper was, positional awareness as well. And that. Oh yeah, big up NB and that. Salute to my guy NB. But yeah, Diallo, he was literally the only bright spark to that game for Manchester United. Minus that, it was pretty much normal settings, dull. You know what I mean? Not much going on, not much action. Only difference was James and Maguire missed those two chances. That was pretty much it.
I think that'll do him the world of confidence. Though I think me and Hamad literally said in the other video was talking about young players and just going out there and taking risks rather than playing the safe pass, trying to maintain a spot in the team per se. And literally him going out and scoring that goal, you can see it boosted his confidence in his game. Like, I'm not saying he wouldn't have played like that anyway, but after the goal, I don't know if you saw, you're a United fan, so you clearly know your players, bro. Like, I saw a little spring in the step. Do you know what I
of
mean?
course.
Your confidence just boomed, and I think as a young player, that's everything you need in it.
That will set him up next time he comes on. That's gonna definitely big up XFZ too. Yeah, man, it was definitely lit last night. Yeah, salute to all the people from Sarcasm City who've come over here, and big up to you. Like, make sure you subscribe to the channel also.
And people, make sure you go subscribe to all the links are in the description to Monster's channel, to Lewis's. Make sure you go do that down below, definitely.
Big up, boys.
Diallo was quality, though.
But yeah, Diallo,
my
yeah,
goodness.
he looked. But even when he came on against Sociedad in the away leg,
Yeah,
he looked good as well. He looked like a
Again.
bright spark. Like, we've been waiting. Like, our attackers aren't flying. I'm not saying throw him in from the start, but play him more. If Martial doesn't get injured, he doesn't get on, and he doesn't score that goal. And clearly, you can see he can make the difference. Well, that's another reason of why I'm critical of Ollie. Is you've signed this player for 40 million. If he wasn't ready, why not go and sign a winger?
that was one thing
ready for
about
40
it, though.
million?
Do you know the fact he signed him for 40 million? Like, at the time, I was thinking, wait, what, 40 million? Like, and bear in mind, I haven't saw nothing of the kids, and it's because he weren't playing much. Like, at
He wasn't
first
playing for
level,
Atalanta. Yeah,
he
he
weren't
wasn't.
playing for Atalanta. So I'm thinking to myself, 40 million, like, this has got to be one for the future. Like, for example, when we signed Harvey Elliott, I knew that was already one for the future, even though that was one of our only main signings that summer. And it was one of them things where I knew it weren't going to be 20 mil, I knew it weren't going to be 30. But even though that weren't the case, 8 million for like a 16-year-old, I was still thinking, what? How old's Diallo?
Diallo is, I think he's 19. Don't quote me.
Is
on
he
that.
19?
Someone in the
Well, to
someone in
be
the comments
fair,
will say. I know he's a teenager.
Yeah,
I mean,
someone will tell us in the comments. Nah, it's one of them things though, mate. He looked serious, and he actually looked like he made a difference for the team as
did.
a whole.
Because he was,
18.
like I said, 18. He was literally, like I said, the bright spot. He was the most potent threat, and this is why he scored the goal. And then obviously Ollie took off Bruno, and then that was pretty much it once he took him off, because we had no link. We had no attacking midfielder to find him with a pass like that. But yeah, he's 18. I knew he was a teenager anyway. I knew he was under 20.
Yeah.
So I'd like
He's
to see
18.
him more, because he's an unknown quantity as well. That's what the thing is. Teams aren't going to be ready for him. Like, if we play him against West Ham, for instance, on the weekend, West Ham ain't going to be ready for him. Milan aren't ready for him, type of thing. So Ollie just needs to throw him in, because at this point, with all the injuries we're getting, especially to our attacking players, he has to play. Everyone's injured. Cavani's injured. Martial's injured. Matt is injured, Pogba's injured, Donny's injured, so a lot of our attacking players are injured. So
How did
should
Donny?
play.
Look at the flawless using the injuries excuse. I'm only taking the piss.
Hey.
But how did Donny get injured?
I ain't even sure how Donny got injured. I don't know how Donny got injured. I'm not even making excuses because we're terrible with all them man and that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's no excuse. It's not like
No, I was only
like,
taking the piss. It's because people just take the piss out of me for saying injury, so I just thought
It's just the
I'd
one-
get me slight jab in there, you know what I mean? I thought, why
So welcome
not?
to our world thing, literally.
Yeah, but that's what it is. That's why I'm saying, Fro. Like he wouldn't have played him anyway, and he's only played him because of injury. But what I'm saying is, play him now. You can clearly see there's something to him. Yeah, Milan were unlucky not to win. That's why I think I'm not so mad about the draw, is because they outplayed us. Even though we had the better chances, they had the 2 goals ruled out for VAR, and they look more of a potent threat going forward. And that being said, the goalkeeper should have saved. The goalkeeper should have saved it. Henderson has to save that. It's above his head.
Yeah.
It's got to save that.
Yeah.
Do you reckon
But
you'll
that's
grab them in the
United.
second leg? In the second leg?
I think we will, you know. I think we will. I don't know if that's just my Manchester United bias or I know what this team's like under Ollie or a mixture of both because everyone's
They're
writing
likely
us
to
off
get a
now.
few players back as well, aren't they?
And you know what? The fact that Milan are getting a few, everything's going against us. Everyone, this is Manchester
Yeah.
City all over again.
But Ollie
You get me?
does though, backs against
Ollie-
the wall. He just somehow he does
Yeah.
it.
This
Like, I
is
don't know
what
how.
I'm saying. Every time, yeah, Ollie just works magic to do it. Everything's a game. Milan are getting players back. It's 1-1 in their favor. We have to go there and at least score and try and win the game. We've got a bag of injuries. It's not looking like players are going to be back. Everything points to an AC Milan win, and we'll probably have a poor result going into that game. I don't even know who we've got directly before. We'll get a result over there.
I think.
West Ham. All right, that's due with West Ham draw then. You know what I'm saying? And our fans are up in arms. And then boom, it'll click into game. We'll get a 2-2 draw over there, so and go through on away goals.
Listen, you'll take the win or you'll take the win, boys. Get on this, yeah. Do you know what I've done? So, do you know when I've done the boomerang on Instagram?
Go on.
Yeah.
I haven't put the YouTube link in the thing. I've put the StreamYard link in the thing, and I've had people coming in and out to the stream. Nah, because obviously I've got to add them to the studio, don't I, to make them appear. But
How many people are
coming on? There's been like 3 different
what?
people. I'm thinking, what the fuck's going on?
I ain't gonna lie, that's their chance in it. If I'm a fan of Hammers and I see that, I'm like, no, let me just click on the link.
Now you
Might let me
now
in.
you'll get
Oh
another
my
7 pop in.
Yeah,
Mate, I'm
exactly.
stupid. I'm stupid as fuck. Mons, I don't, because I know you haven't got earphones in. I think you might need to lower your phone down just a little bit, just because I think it's echoing. I don't know if that's yours. It could be someone's mic. I might be.
Let me
Slap my
mute,
headphones
let me
in.
mute
No, my thing's charged. Let me slap my headphones in. I got you.
Okay, go on. That sound. Just because it was like making a little sort of thingy noise in the background. But that
Is
should
that
be
me or
sweet
what?
now. Nah, I think your sound, you know, Lewis. It was like just a little. Was I the only one who was?
Nah, I heard it as well.
Did
But
you
I
hear
was
it?
like, I didn't know if it was me or
Clear
not.
enough.
On the floor of the
We
show.
should get it.
No, but
Clear
we
enough.
good.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
clear enough. Yeah.
It's right. Yeah, we're sorted.
Yeah, Pat. Lovely, my bad.
Boys, have you heard about the Chris Wilder leaving Sheffield United?
Oh, yeah, I woke up to that.
I was confused. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a bit like confused when I heard about that. And it's not like because, and I don't think he's been sacked because the chairman came out a few weeks ago and said I'm not gonna sack him, and now it's being titled as he's left Sheffield. 11 games to go. I know it's not looking pretty, but all this says to me is there was something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, or he just wants to be kind of remembered for better times and on his managerial record. Because when you think about it, if he leaves, he's never been relegated, or he hasn't been relegated with them. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know, but he's like left them just on the cusp of it. Like, I'd get that if that was
Just on the
Yeah.
It's like you're
that's
literally
all I'm
5 games away from guaranteed relegation. You thought now's the time that I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, man.
Not
Let
like
me
10 games before that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Leanne
because you know
Priest is
why?
buzzing.
Yeah, no one remembers that on your CV, and I think Steve Bruce is the same. I think Steve Bruce has never been relegated. You know what I'm saying? He's probably left a couple teams on the cusp of relegation, but he's never been relegated.
Yeah, but it's like the equivalent of like when Alan Pardew took over West Brom, left them nearly just above the drop and dipped, and then they got that other manager in that got relegated with them. And now Alan Pardew still ain't been relegated with another club. It's like we still ain't forgotten though.
Nah, you've definitely not
We ain't
forgotten.
forgot how
That's
bad
what-
you were when for about a mile.
Yeah.
How can he
hate
just bounce like that though? I think that's mad. I don't know.
No,
man. Like, it's like
That's what I mean.
man. I
What
love
was it?
you, but I gotta
Sacking,
go.
mutual
Like, it's just like-
consent, resignation. What was it?
It's a because he didn't say sacked. It seemed like
So
I think he
so
jumped
the
before he
headlines that I've saw is he's left, so I think it's like sort of an agreement between him and the club or whatever. But I believe if what I read true, and people in the chat do let me know, I think it's going to be the under-23 coach taking over till now in the end of the season, and then they're going to look on recruiting for the championship. I don't know. I mean, listen, was they ever going to get promoted again regardless of what manager they got? No. You could get Sam Allardyce, who's the king of keeping teams up. You could get Steve Bruce, who can do the same. And they're not keeping that team up with the points they're on. That being said, I do feel like Wilder's done this so he can keep his name. Because you've got to think about it. Wilder, last season, one of the best managers in the league. And I know that people weren't actually... But, you know, when people were talking about him, I'm not saying they were overrating him because, to be fair, what he done with Sheffield last year was fantastic. But now, it's just... Lewis, you said it. It's just the timing, bro. It's a bit seedy.
No, I just don't understand it because unless there's a Sam Allardyce available that could just pull you out with 11 games to go, or potentially could, I get it, but who's there that's like a relegation specialist that's out right now? Like, we literally said they've gone and put the under-23 coach. Like,
you know what I mean?
The final roll of the dice. You're under-23 coach.
I think that they've just decided. Yeah, they've given up. They decided we're going to the championship. Let's start
planning now. Even if they've given up, just keep Chris Wilder in. Like, that's probably still a payout that they've got to do and everything.
But that's why I think Chris has said. That's why I think Chris has just gone fuck this shit and then just left.
Yeah. Sometimes it's that though. Sometimes it's that you look at the situation and you go, "There's no good thing coming out of this. Why am I here? Why am I still here? I love you, man, but I don't love you."
They were in a worse situation months ago than they were now. Like 2 or 3 months ago,
they never even won a game till the new year, did they? They never won a game.
Won a few games now and everything. Like, yeah, they're still bottom of the table, but their run isn't as bad as what it used to be. Like, they beat Aston Villa recently. They beat
They got a few points.
They beat West Brom and they beat Man United. That's 3 wins that they've had the second half of the season compared to 0 in the first half.
But they look hard to beat.
There's progress, short progress, but progress.
It seems that just Chris Wilder was like, you know what? I don't fancy trying to go back into the I don't fancy going back into the championship and trying to get them promoted again. So therefore, I cut ties now. You lot can start preparing for the championship without me, because he's probably thought, which is...
Bear in mind as well, Flores, that's a good point, because bear in mind as well, he's been there for 4 years. 4 years at a club where you've been at many different levels of the game. You've been at the bottom end of the championship, mid-table championship, top of the championship, competing for promote. Like, you've been at all them you got to the Premier League, you kept them up, and then now you're going to go back down. It's just basically the repeat process again, what you've just done. And I've saw on Twitter Sheffield fans saying this is one of the best stages in the club history and he's leaving, this, that. Oh, you're sacking him, because some people still believe he's been sacked. I'm just not saying that because that's not what I've seen. I'm seeing leave, he's left, he's chosen to go. So, but even when you saw him in his interviews, and don't get me wrong, I have not watched a lot of Sheffield United games this season, but I'm mostly seeing them, when he plays a big team. When he'd finished them interviews, there was one, I can't remember the game it was, but he was talking about, we've just got the best championship players. We haven't got Premier League level players. We've got the best championship players. That's what I've been dealt with, type of thing.
Yeah.
The only reason why I contradict that is because why are you wasting 25 million on Ryan Brewster?
It's true. Yeah, big facts. Robbery. Daylight robbery.
Bro, there is more proven strikers. There's more proven strikers in the championship than Ryan Brewster. Sorry, Lewis.
No, I was just going to say we used to getting robbed by Liverpool. I haven't forgotten about Torres.
This guy man said he would have straight face as well.
The greatest piece of business.
Sign the thing, man.
Listen, if it makes you feel any better, we spent 35 of that on Andy Carroll. If it makes you feel any better.
But the rest of it went on Suarez.
Big boy facts. Big boy facts. You know what, Lewis? You're damn right,
Yeah.
We absolutely we annihilated you when it came to that transfer.
We annihilated ourselves. Terry said he wanted Torres over Aguero. I was like, we could have had prime Aguero for 8 years.
Hey, listen, everyone could have had Prime Aguero. Listen, everyone could have had Aguero, mate, because everyone wanted Aguero. Aguero was a Liverpool fan, so reports I've read.
I hate when I see that. I hate when I see that.
It's just like, who cares?
So it's your Chelsea and Liverpool's fault that this guy ended up in the blue half of Manchester. Fucking
Listen,
great, innit? Yeah,
it's what it is, isn't it?
It's the fact he stayed there, though. It's the fact he stayed at City.
And he's ridiculously good. Like, look at his
so
run.
good.
He gets injured. It's ridiculous how good he is. And it
He
pains
can
me to
get
admit it.
injured. He can get injured, and then he'll come back and he'll just score.
You know,
Like, do you know what's mad? He has like that company effect. Like, you think he's done because he's had too many injuries now.
Yep.
When he comes back into the
he's
team,
not done.
he's serious, bruv.
Do you know what's mad?
Chelsea, we know he scored 17 goals against us since joining. 2 hat-tricks.
Do you know what's mad about
Takes
Aguero
some nick.
as well? You know that one player in your team where it's cool, they're made of paper, but they're in the squad every single year, every single week. They're in the squad and they will never come out. Their leg could be broken. You're in the squad. Do you know why? Because them 5 games or them 10 games that you're back, that you're there, there's no warm-up period. There's no ease him back. No, he's coming on and he's on votes. From the get-go, he's on votes. That's them man there, man. Aguero is too much.
Ridiculous.
Too much.
Because you speak of that, his record against the top 6 is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's right up there in terms of numbers. If he was playing for United or Liverpool, he would like be seen as much because he's at City. That's why I think he doesn't get the respect he deserves.
His Premier League record is like numbers-wise as good as Henry's. Go and look. Go and look. It's actually that. It's that.
Should be better.
This guy gets injured like at least 2 months in the season, and he's always 2 or 3 goals off the Golden Boot.
It's that hamstring.
Imagine he could stay fully fit. If he could stay fully fit, he's winning the Golden Boot. Clear. Because he's always in like the top 3 to 4.
Highest goal scorer in league history.
There you go.
Some people do say the thing where they try to do the hating flex where look at the team around him. He's had ballers around him his whole 8 years. I said, I'm not hearing that. Because there are people that go into top 6 teams and fall off. Yeah, you see the difference.
He's only 8 goals off third as well. Andy Cole's only 7 away.
Is he off King Cole?
Wow. Yep, 7 off goal. He won't beat Rooney. He probably unless he goes on another 30 goals.
I think he's leaving this season though. He should be leaving. I don't think he'll.
Yeah, man. I don't want him to pass
he's
Cole,
gone.
Man.
He's gone.
Aguero.
Yeah, Aguero. Yeah.
Do you reckon he'll go? Yeah.
I thought when he leaves, he goes back to Argentina. Because same way, that was what Messi was meant to do when he retires. He's going to go back to the old boys.
How old is Aguero?
32.
Let me check. I'll have a look now. Let me check.
He's going to be fuming that he hasn't got that Champions League in the bag, isn't he? He's going to be fuming. Because he's not getting... Unless he gets it this year, he's not getting that.
Yeah. Hey, Hammers, you need a fuming count. I'm telling you. You need a fuming count. You know,
I need like a second bar to say how long I put the human for.
He's 32, but in 2nd of June he'll be 33. But he's 32 at his current time.
Yeah, so this is his year. Imagine if Aguero, and I'd hate it because me and Mons are hoping that the Champions League is going to be good old Biggie is going to be lifted for the 7th time this year. That being said, there is a very good chance City could do the quadruple. And could you imagine Aguero leaving on the quadruple?
That'd be insane.
That would still a lot of arguments.
I was going to say, do you think that could maybe solidify him as the greatest striker all time in the Prem?
The reason why I don't... It will put him in the conversation, but the reason why he doesn't get it is simply because, and this is no disrespect to him, because he's at Manchester City. If he does that for Manchester United, if he does that for Liverpool, conversation over.
There's no conversation.
Flawless. Let's not do that. I don't like that. Do you want me to tell you why I'm not a fan of that? I feel like it's not fair. And Aguero, you've got to look at circumstances he's overcame. You've got to look at the fact he's always been a quality striker. And he's won multiple trophies. I get circumstances do come in.
He has won multiple trophies, but it works on both ends. The reason why I say that's not a disrespect to Manchester City as much as I like bantering him. But when Manchester City had, I'll put it into perspective for you. Last season, when Manchester City had a terrible defense of the Premier League title, look at the difference between the criticism Liverpool are getting now and the criticism that Manchester City got.
He's got.
You see the difference.
We have a Man United.
You on board now? You see the difference.
That's why we get him on the show.
You see the difference.
Hey,
You get me?
protect flawless.
Look
Protect him.
if you look at
Protect
Liverpool
him.
this season.
Protect him. Protect this one.
If you look at
Protect him.
the criticism, the rightfully so, that Klopp and Liverpool are receiving because of the poor title defense, Manchester City, they might not have done it as bad, but they did it. They had a terrible defense of the title last season. Look at the difference in criticism. Nobody was talking about him, so it works both ways. So the same way City don't get the same accolades because they're Manchester City, they don't get the same disrespect. Don't get it wrong.
Yeah,
I think Aguero's quality.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Aguero's quality. David Silva.
Flawless, bro. I said this on my own channel. I got crucified for saying why did no one say this when City were how many points behind us?
Facts.
You know, not even nowhere near Liverpool. No one, and I said
That's
this
my
is why
point.
it comes with the badge. When Man United lost one game against Sheffield, when Man United were doing so well, they're overachieving. The one loss against Sheffield. What am I hearing? The banter. You land were the laughing stock of the whole internet. Twitter was ruining you, lot. But if City lost the odd game, it's not happening.
And that's my point. But if City continue the success they're having currently, if they in 10, 15 years time, they'll get into that realm where their players will get the props they deserve, but then they'll also take the criticism.
100%.
Because I've said this for the longest, the same way we're talking about Liverpool and are they the best Premier League side ever? People forget that City side won the league back to back. And people were talking about is Pep the greatest in the Premier League. And then when they fell off, nobody said nothing. We was talking about it on radio, but nobody else was talking about it. But look at Liverpool now. So it works both ways.
100%. I do think though, it's like James said, it's a bit because Aguero is so great, and as I said, it's hard to say if the badge was different. But do you know what it is? It's not where the way us four will look at things and we'll go, yeah, he is definitely one of the best strikers of all time and can easily be the best striker of all time. Should he go and do that quadruple? However, like we'll look at football properly and go, he can be there. But you know how people generalize stuff on the internet these days, and that's like you said, people are gonna look here. Oh yeah, he's a City player now, because that's how general a lot of people view football these days. They don't really. Yeah, we're going. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, do you know what it is though, boys? Yeah, about this argument. When you put it into context, like for example, the City Liverpool, like when we won the league and they won the league, which side out of them was better? The reason why I can always put an argument for Liverpool is because even though it weren't in the same season, it was the same 11 that pretty much won the Champions League and the Prem. We never really improved when we won the Champions League, so we went on and won the Premier League the following season with that same set of players. So people can't say, oh, but you went out and spent money for the Prem. Well, no. You can say that about the Champions League if you want, but then you can't say that about the Prem because we bought fuck all for that. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you do put it into context, I get what you're saying there, Flawless, because it is true. It is true. He's playing around better players, and he's consistently playing around better players. How does he do when you put him in a situation where the manager isn't so great, some of the transfers haven't gone so right? It's one of them things where you are looking at a different striker. It's harder to that.
Aguero's quality though.
I know you're not saying. Like I know you're.
He's not a hater.
Your thought of Aguero, he's one of the best strikers of all time. We all believe that. We all do.
Definitely,
no doubt about it. We're just all saying you do have to put it into context when it comes to making him the best. But I'll tell you now, if he does get a little quadruple this season, then I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, that probably puts the conversation to bed, to be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Who's done the quadruple?
Arsenal fans are gonna hate that. Arsenal fans.
What are you saying, Lewis?
I was just saying no one's done a quadruple in it, so that definitely closes the argument. That's like the one thing he's got that no one else will be able to come near to him about. They had the Formidables 2 years ago, but like that includes the Community Shield, so we're not really counting that. This one would be
that
serious.
Does not count.
That was shameless. From Man City as well, it's like you lot are trophy haulers and you're actually adding the Community Shield to this. No shame. No,
that's a bit of a disgrace. I'm not gonna lie. I don't feel like Liverpool fans talk about that we did actually win a treble last year enough. But that's fine. That's absolutely. Do you know what? That's absolutely fine.
What sort of treble,
Premier League, Club World Cup, and a Super Cup. Say what you want. Listen,
James,
Monts, say whatever you want, my mate. I don't give two shiny shites. If I want to claim a treble, I'll claim a treble. What do you mean? Oh, James.
It's because
I was going to say that's shameless, but I remember you lot's Tim Pot treble back in the Mourinho days. That was shameless.
What Tim? What was? I didn't claim that.
What, the Community Shield, the League Cup, and the Europa League.
Hey, that's a double. That's a double.
That's
That's a double. That's not. I never claimed that.
Our first season under Mourinho.
I'm just speaking for me. I'm just speaking for me, innit? That's a double to me. You get what I'm saying? And that's a light one.
That's a double to you.
That's a light double. Yeah. That's a light. I don't count the Community Shield in that. I don't know how many times who's won it. I don't know who's top of the list in terms. I don't count the Community Shield in that.
No one to do has one. That's the most.
Here's one thing though. So again, I have had a lot of arguments with the trophy thing, and you see how the Community Shield and the Super Cup, in a sense, are very similar in the sense that it's two winners of competition coming together. I've had the argument put to me that if we can't count our Community Shields, then you can't count your Super Cups. Now,
that's different.
What is your opinions on that? Because
actually, it's not. It's so what mad. It's actually not. But it still is though. Do you get what I mean? Because Europe's just better. It's just better, mate.
Worldwide, it's not nationwide. It's worldwide. Do you know what I'm saying?
All I was saying, I'm sure you get more. It's actually yours.
Yeah, see what I'm saying.
Super Cup.
When we beat, do you know what, Lewis?
Winning the Community Shield.
Yep. Lewis, do you know what's mad? When we beat you in the Super Cup, I was very happy about that victory, and I claimed that trophy all day long. Oh my goodness,
100%.
Oh, mate,
I would have claimed it as well if we've won it, but we didn't.
But don't you think it has more significance than the Community Shield? It has to.
It does.
It's like James said, it's European. That's the big difference. At the very least, Europa League winners versus Champions League winners. I'll take that to Premier League winners versus the Cup winners.
Yeah.
Or if you win both, first and second.
All I'm saying, the Community Shield, mate. All I'm saying, the Community Shield, mate. Mikel Arteta, possibly one of the biggest prospect managers in world football. If not, he was already there. I'm just saying, when he won that Community Shield, that sealed it off. The amount of Arsenal fans that I got in my DMs about Mikel Arteta and the genius that this man is. Oh my days.
That's not the Community Shield that pushed him to that. That was Arsenal fans that projected him up to that, not the Community Shield. Nobody
because of the Community Shield, though.
But do you know what?
Though? Arsenal fans are desperate for success. That's what it is, isn't it? They're desperate.
They'll take anything. They'll take.
But you won't be though.
They talk about Tottenham. They'll take anything.
Yeah.
Oh, listen.
This is a lovely little segue into the Arsenal Tottenham game this weekend. Hey.
You see, if you finish second, and because didn't we play in the community? We played in the Community Shield because we finished second, and City obviously won the double. Yeah. And to me, that devalues the trophy even more. The fact that you can just finish second, not win anything, and just find yourself in the Community Shield.
Yeah, it's one of them. You don't. If you win it, cool. But it's not the basis of success. If you win just the Community Shield, you're not that's a successful season. It's not Premier League. It's literally a glorified friendly. To me, I just checked it. United have won it the most times. I didn't know that until I just checked it now. I really don't care for the Community Shield.
3 of our last Community Shields, I've seen us lose all 3, and I didn't care less coming out of any of them.
I didn't lose. We've lost 2 Community Shields in a row. I didn't lose much sleep.
Yeah.
I think we've won 2 in our last 10 or something like that. It's proper shameless. But we don't care about this competition.
That's what I think it shows that if you care about the Community Shield, it does epitomise the level of your club. That's why I call Arsenal shameless FC. And I know Arsenal fans are going to come for me, but listen,
don't even care.
After what I've been
don't even care. It's your opinion.
Arsenal fans have been in my ear for the last 6 home games, let's just say.
Listen, I've accepted that all the fans, they're all going to do it. They're all, whatever you say. I said yesterday Rangers played well. I have Rangers fans saying you didn't say we were well enough. It's one of them things. Lad, it's one of them things. It's gonna happen.
You can't win. You say you just can't win, innit?
It's a no-win situation. But shout out to everyone who's here. People, please go and subscribe to the boys. Links into the description. Also, smash a like. All that good stuff. Lewis, bro, you mentioned it the other week. Christian Pulisic. What's the situation there? What are we saying on him?
I feel he's just getting frustrated with a lack of game time, but I think it's what's best for him as well, because with the amount of injuries that he has, the amount of muscular injuries that he continues to get, I think he's got an injury for each year of his life. That's how many injuries he's racked up since playing, and he's only been playing for about 5 years. So with that in mind, I don't want us to be overly reliant on us. I don't want him to be getting regular game time because I just want him to focus on changing his style of play. Because Chelsea's already said that's probably a big reason for why he gets so many muscular injuries, because he's that explosive as a player and his body just can't keep taking it. So he needs to adapt to a different style of play. And same way, we're also playing a formation with 3 attacking positions. You're always going to see a Havertz on the bench, a Ziyech on the bench, Werner, Hudson-Odoi, plenty of options on the bench. So I wouldn't really take whatever's happening this season as gospel. Like next season, the entire formation is going to change in my point of view. But it's about minimizing the injuries. It's also from a financial point of view, because let's say he keeps getting injuries and he starts dropping off in quality. Not only is he a squad player for us now, we can't sell him and we've made a massive loss for him as a player. We want him to keep working, because I wouldn't want to sell him either, because he's still very marketable, even if it's not for ability in itself. And in terms of ability, his ceiling is really high. We've already seen the quality I showed.
He's only 22. He's 22.
He's unbelievable. He's unbelievable.
He is, but it's just the muscular injuries that are going to keep weighing him down. So right now, we just have to hold him through that.
Right, Pulisic is only 22.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, young boy.
Right, mad. I thought he was older for some reason. He's
Because he's
22,
that good.
bro.
He's that
Bro,
good.
and it's another thing as well. Like, you know, and I'm not even all about the numbers. Take numbers out of the equation, and Pulisic is still a very good fucking footballer. But let's put numbers in the equation for a second. And let me tell you this, last season, 21 goal contributions in 34 games for what was them being a 21-year-old winger who's just came into the Premier League very recently. Bro, I'm not being funny or not, and you've got to put a bit of respect on that.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
I think you'd be silly to get rid of him at that age, because I thought he was older, 22.
I don't want us to.
I've said it, I'll take him every day, all day, mate.
At 22,
I don't
yes.
know how concrete it is. It's, from what I'm hearing, it's Pulisic is worried about if this continues till the end of the season. And with that, I can understand, but same way, I don't want him to get a lot of game time. Give him the odd game here or there, but other than that, like, just focus on improving yourself, because if this guy gets another muscular injury or two, that's going to be it for him, and we've got another Ruben Loftus-Cheek on our hands.
That's the only thing that might stop me from wanting him, actually, is the injuries. But even like Tuchel, I think he came out earlier or the other day even and said, like, if he plays a few games, then people are going to think he's going to be the captain next season. Basically exaggerating on the point that, you know, if they don't play a few, they're going. If they do play, then they're the best thing ever type of thing. I feel like that could have a part to play. And it does seem like, from what he's saying, and he's kind of got to, he can't just say, no, I think he's shit and I want him gone. He's got to back him while he's still his player. I think that he could do with a Pulisic in his squad. I just feel like it makes Chelsea much better for just having him there. Whether he starts or whatnot, don't get me wrong, I just feel like he makes you better. But Pulisic, for him and his development, he will feel if he's not getting the right game time, he's going to have to go elsewhere. Before you say what you was about to say, though, Lewis, shout out to Tahir for the Super Chat, Arsenal Cow Community Shields as a Champions League Cup. Listen, and we are going to touch back into the Arsenal and Tottenham game. We never just completely went off that, but I just wanted to touch on Pulisic, because, mate, it does baffle me head, because I do think he's quality, but I get the injury side of things as well.
Did Tuchel manage him?
Tuchel managed him at Dortmund, and he's also said that the Christian Pulisic's biggest problem is that he liked Pulisic the most at Dortmund as a super sub. And you remember the reason why I'm leaving was because Sancho eventually ended up taking his place, because he was more reliable and he had a better longevity about him. He wasn't going to get injured as often. So now for Pulisic as well, I get the frustration, because he's left one bench to go get regular game time, and now the same managers followed him here and benched him again. So I get why he's frustrated, but same way, it's the injuries first and foremost. As soon as he can get shaked out of his system, as soon as he can play a less explosive style of play and still be impactful, that's probably what the case is going to be, especially when we only have 3 attacking players in our squad right now. So it really is just a question of patience.
Yeah. Do you know what's mad as well? This is a crazy comment. Shout out to yourself, Troy. There was a time where Dortmund had Aubameyang, Pulisic, Dembele and Prime Royce. When you actually think about what Dembele was at Dortmund as well,
Nuts.
That's insane.
That is mad.
People are onto his finishing recently, but I still feel like people forget how young he is and how long he has to go. You know, he has time to perfect his game and to work on his fitness, and if he does, boy, because look at what he's doing now, who he's playing for. He's injured a lot of the time, and he still comes back into that Barca team. No question.
Still going for it. Yep.
Like,
no questions asked.
And didn't Mbappe actually was saying one time, they asked him a few years ago who's the best player, and he's like myself. No, Dembele, like.
Dembele.
Mate, but this is the different. This is why I say mentality is 70% when it comes to football. I feel like you can be one of the best players technically wise. You can be, and that's great. And that's gonna mean you're gonna work in systems. And when people see you shoot, they're gonna be like, "Wow, that was really good." And when they see you dribble, they're gonna be like, "Wow, he's really good, isn't he?" But when it gets to that big moment where you're not just around your mates, and it's that big stage where, you know, every fucker in that stadium, when there's people in the stadium, is relying on your face and your toes and your feet. Do you get what I mean? Like, they're relying on you.
The pressure is different, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
The pressure is different.
Different
Everyone's
levels.
talking about it. Like, you can literally be the hero or the villain type of thing. You can be known as the guy that's the flop, or you can be known as the guy to take your team over the top. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
And it was a poor start when he couldn't do the kicky-ups at Barcelona. And now it hasn't really gone well since for Dembele. But at Dortmund, when it did, there weren't that pressure where he was, you know, just the youngster in the young. Mate, he was balling in the Bundesliga.
Because he missed a couple. The chances he missed against PSG were terrible. Because he had a couple sitters in both. If I remember correctly, I think both games.
Both legs.
And I remember when they played you lot as well. Did he not miss a sitter against you lot in the away leg when they beat his 3-0? You know, when you beat Barcelona 4-0.
Yeah, in the last minute. And Messi did this. He knew. Messi did this.
Yeah, he did.
Yes,
he knew.
He missed the sitter. So this is kind of becoming a theme, and it's like, all right, now you're being known as that talented guy, but when it comes to clutch moments, you know what I'm saying? That's why we rate your Messi's and Ronaldo so highly, because clutch moments, that man delivered. Lewis will say this Drogba. Why do Chelsea fans rate Drogba so high? Clutch moments.
Big up Ethan as well. Big Six Pants, one of the main ones on my channel. He's there. Big him up.
Yeah, shout out. People go subscribe to Big Six Pants and also Lewis and also Flawless. All in the comments. In the description, should I say. They're all there. Nah, mate, Dembele was serious on many different levels. Boys, we'll go back into the Tottenham Arsenal game dead quick then. I mean, I was thinking for just a little bit of fun, we could do a quick combined 11 of the two teams, just for a bit of banter. And we can also talk about the game if you've got any thoughts. You hear what I'm saying? Lewis is there like, mate, let's just put the under-23s out, who gives a fuck? Yeah, we'll do that in a sec, but first off, the way I see this game panning out, I can see like a 0-0 or a 1-1 written all over it. It's the biggest game on paper of the weekend, but it's not going to be the most entertaining. It's probably not going to be the highest quality game. I
think you are spot on, especially when you add in these two managers as well. If there was one who was attacking, I'm like, look, you got Arteta and Mourinho. You have two managers.
Sundays too.
Both defensive first. They're both defensive first and that. But we'll see.
They are defensive first teams. What are you saying, Mons?
I don't really agree. I just feel like, because, you know, these men are defensive first teams, but the defense ain't good. Like their defense can't. Individually, they got some okay defenders. Maybe as a unit, you'd argue Mourinho with his tactics. But I look at Arsenal; they've always got a mistake in them, and the form Kane's in, he will punish them. So I think because of that, Arteta's gonna have to come out and play. Because if they concede first, they're finished. So this is why I think it could be a 2. You know, if anyone does the bets of the 2.5 goals above, I'm saying.
You reckon it'll be 2 points? I reckon it'll be lucky. I can see a draw like a 1-1. I can see that, because I know Arsenal, like someone talking about
Arsenal need this though.
They have a system. I think they have the second best defense in the league, I think, also.
True.
So kind of like that's how I'm looking at it. And it's neither manager wants to lose this game, because this is, if either manager loses this game, massive pressure on them. Pressure. And then they're not close in the table as well. Are they not close in the table?
Oh yeah. I believe there's only a few points.
Yeah, like one's 10th, one's
quite
8th.
comfortable.
North London really truly is dead, but I think one's 10th and one's 9th or some shit.
Looking at the table, man. Yeah, this game's massive for them.
One's 7th and one's 10th.
One's 7th, one's 10th, but there's a 7-point difference.
Is it 7? Arsenal, you know what? Months, you might be right still. Arsenal might have to go for it. I didn't realise the gap was 7 points.
Yeah, they have to go.
I didn't realise that.
So you think they've just accepted that they're going to finish mid-table, though? Like,
you know what? You could be right still.
They
do you think
that?
They can't. They won't want that because they want the money. But I feel like that start of the season, they should have saw something like this coming. There was no way. And who did they buy in January to really give any sort of boost for the manager, to give any reason to sack Arteta at the end of the season? I feel like the board have just gone, do you know what? We're doing shit, but we're just going to go with it. If we don't get the Europa League, we're just going to go with it. And it's just one of them things. We'll miss out on a year of that type of that extra cash.
But
And we'll
I
just
was
go
thinking
again.
about this with Arsenal. Are they where they're supposed to be if you actually look at the team? Because they're Arsenal still in name, and we still look at Arsenal and think of them as like that. But when you look at the actual quality in the squad, but if you look at the rest of the big six, I think the other 5 teams are better than them. I think Leicester are better than them. So that puts them down to what?
I agree.
7th?
I think Leicester's got a better starting 11 for sure.
So
for
they're
sure.
at least where we're saying 7th.
And they've got a better manager.
This is my point. And then you've
Villa,
got you got Villa, West Ham, Everton, who are all in the mix as well. So it's like,
Right,
I think,
do West Ham and Villa and them teams have obviously this season, man, but do they have a better starting 11 overall? Like usually
than
Villa,
Arsenal.
than Arsenal, yeah.
I think Everton do.
I think Everton,
It's
and
close.
Leicester do.
Yeah, Everton
Everton
do.
and Leicester do.
Yeah.
I still think
I'm
Villa
talking
are
about
right.
West Ham and Villa. West Ham
West
and
Ham and
Villa.
Villa in particular.
West Ham maybe.
West
If they
Ham,
decide
do,
to,
but
if they decide
have
to
a
play Lanzini and not Fornals, then maybe.
You know what it is? West Ham just have a very good system. Like that is Moyes. Moyes. We did the comparison again on rate, and it was like that's just his Everton side, just reincarnated. If you look at that West Ham side, look at the left backs. You're telling me Cresswell just isn't Leighton Baines? Suchek is just Fellaini. It's the same shit repeating. You know what I'm saying? In that
It's
Lingard
true.
ain't Steven Pienaar. It's the same shit.
God.
It's the
All the Arsenal fans in the chat are fuming. Shout out to all the Arsenal boys who are bearing with this right now because do you know
It's the
what?
same
Though?
shit.
It's the same shit, different day. I agree with you, flawless, my mate. That being said, they've still got a party. They've still got before this season
They do have
Aubameyang,
party.
even though it was a 33-year-old Aubameyang, still serious. They've still got Lacazette, who's always been sound, not a world beater, but sound. Then you've got friggin' who else did they sign?
Oh, I think Odegaard's a big one for them. That's a good signing for
Willian,
them.
you know, Odegaard now
He's
has
the
been a
highest
good
assist
signing.
now.
Even
Willian is the
Pepe,
highest
Pepe
assist now.
was a £72 million signing. I don't know. I feel like it's a lot closer than what maybe give it credit for.
That is, but the fact that it's close is telling
It's
you a lot.
madden.
With
That's
everything
the
that they've
problem.
signed, they've got Thomas Partey, they've got Pepe, they've got Aubameyang, they've got Saka, they've got Gabriel, and we're here discussing are they better than West Ham?
Yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah.
That is mad.
Bro,
Well, Aubameyang's playing like he's 33. Everyone's correcting me that he's 31.
if
Wow.
it wasn't for Chelsea's rejuvenation, I would have said like London is claret and blue.
I was gonna say that. You know what I'm
If it
saying?
wasn't
I'm
for-
glad you
for
had a
Chelsea.
little disclaimer at the front. Thank you.
If it weren't for Chelsea, like obviously now
They
Chelsea,
tried to run that after they beat Spurs. I was like, so you lot finally have the shame to say London is I've been waiting for this. Over a decade, man. It can't be ours.
Don't worry. Merseyside's blue for the first time in like 20 years, and I'm hating
Yeah.
it. I'm fucking hating it,
mad,
my
it's
mate,
mad.
because I can't say fuck all. Do you get what I'm saying? I just...
You man, I got a question now. As a manager, when you're if you're Arsenal right now and you're looking at the table and you think, cool, we're 7 points off the rivals and we're not looking good in 10th place. If you get this win, you are now 4 points off Tottenham, and every game, when I say I repeat, every game is a cup final. Look what happened to us. You lose 2 games, you're dropping 2 or 3 places. Literally, the table is moving too fast. You can't afford to lose or even draw unless you're playing someone above you and you're taking points off them. So, like, I don't know. If I'm not telling you, have to go for this. You have to go for this and think this is the time where we can make Tottenham can start feeling the pressure. Tottenham aren't a pressure team. The reason Tottenham are coming back into this right now, in my opinion, is because they have no pressure on them right now. So they're able to just bide their time, get their wins. No one's really worrying about them too much, and then they can sneak into the top 4. So Arsenal have to go for this, man.
I'll add to that as well. Say Arsenal's run of games, I think, after the international break is ridiculously easy. I think they've got one game against us towards the run-in, and
It is Arsenal, though.
It is Arsenal.
It is Arsenal.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll give Arsenal tax into it, but if they got a result, it's true, though. It's funny because it's true.
Oh my god! Do you know what's mad, yeah? Lewis has all these just ready. Like he gets involved in it, but he'll speak the least out of everyone. And then when he does explode, when he does release, mate, it's fire.
He just has the bangers. He just has the bangers on there.
You know what it is? You know what it is? Lewis has got that delivery, man. It's the delivery that kills
Comedic
it.
timing,
It's the comedic timing, and man delivers it with a straight face and that. Man said, yeah, we're bringing Arsenal tax into it in a
Arsenal tax
serious
in it.
That was
manner.
a pile to the into the canvas, that, my friend.
It still kind of stands though, because they've got an easy run-in of games. So if they get a result in this game,
I'm having a look now. We'll see in it. We'll see.
They
I'm having a look now.
do have us pretty soon though. They
No,
got us
because
pretty soon.
after Spurs, they away to West Ham, which is a tough game. Then they're at home to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Then, like
Then
you said, they got
international
Sheffield.
innit?
Yeah.
After
And
that,
then,
it's plain sailing. I
yeah,
think.
they got
Oh, no,
Sheffield
after
United.
Liverpool after the international break. And
Yeah,
then
it's Liverpool, and then they got
Wow.
Sheffield United, then Fulham, then they got Everton at home, Newcastle, West
Yeah.
Brom, and then is it Chelsea Arsenal last game of the season? Or was there a game after that?
with Palace, Arsenal, and Brighton.
Okay, I just scrolled down. Yeah,
Yeah.
Palace and Brighton. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
So
if they lose to West Ham and us, would you say it'll be too far gone for them?
Wait, for who?
If Arsenal lose to West Ham and then they lose to us, would you argue to say it's too far gone?
What's too far gone? What's
As
too
in
far?
to even get anywhere near Europe top 6. Or
I don't think they're gonna get Europe anyway.
Even eighth,
Conference
I don't.
League.
Yeah,
conference,
yo,
yeah,
who
conference.
gives a mate conference leagues bollocks,
care about-
mate?
they
If we,
care about-
bro, if we get Conference League, do you know if we get Conference League and we start any of our first team players, I am gonna punch Jurgen Klopp's head in. I promise you, I'm gonna punch his head in.
You have 6 European Cups, bro. Arsenal have 1 European trophy. They will take the first ever.
They'll take anything they
Conference
get. Yeah.
and they'll run with that. First ever team to lift the
Listen,
conference.
bro, I don't think Arsenal are gonna win this game. You know, boys. I'll just say it straight up now, bro. Like, and I'm not saying Spurs are another level because I've questioned Mourinho time after time again, and I'll probably do it again this Sunday. That being said, when you really think about it, and I mean really think about it, they've got Kane fit from my knowledge, they've got Bale fit from my knowledge, and they've got Son fit from my knowledge. If these 3 players are and Dembele and Højbjerg, mate, I think Tottenham are going to cruise this. I don't, not a cruise, nah, a rocky cruise,
yeah.
like a rocky cruise, but they're going to cruise nonetheless.
you reckon so? I see draw written all over this.
I'm going to say 2-1. I'm going to say
I-
2-1 Spurs. Me, I think.
I think. Do you know what? Listen, and people just get confused. Like, I'm on Arsenal, but I'm not on them at the same time because you see what they done. You see what they done to Chelsea with the 3-0. Like no one expected that. I was saying Chelsea are whooshing this team. No questions asked when that game came in. When the talent game come along, and then when I see Arsenal pull it out the bag like that, I do think they are way more than capable of doing it against a Tottenham side where I use the same analogy: are all breast, no back. So literally, as I said, Bale, Son, Kane, but they got enough clowns at the back. So if they can get Saka, Odegaard, and then man playing, and Pepe, as much as I call him, the techie Somalian on the football pitch, who the techie Somalian, he's got the mad flair. But no
I know what you're talking about.
But I feel like if he can get them playing, because Pepe is dangerous. Let's be honest. Like, as much as we laugh, he is. He's
been in good form as well. He's been in sound form recently.
Yeah, minus the Burnley game when he missed the sitter. But go on, carry on.
For his standards, I'm talking about his standards, flawless, by the way.
So
overall.
they can get something out of this game. And my match prediction, I said 3-0 Arsenal. Kill me now, but I said 3-0 Arsenal.
What? You said 3-0 Arsenal?
I said 3-0 Arsenal. Yep, I said 3-0 Arsenal. I know. Listen.
Wait, Munch. Nah, bro. Can I ask you something? Do you know whatever you've been getting for your smoke? Yeah, give me that number, bro. Nah, give me that number, G. Because that sounds like the good stuff with you saying stuff like that.
I'm playing devil's advocate.
Nah, do you know even if he said Arsenal was gonna win, that's absolutely sound. You go with whatever you want, but man said 3-0, you know.
3-0 Arsenal.
I'm
going devil's advocate, like major devil's advocate.
Yeah, that is. That's the whole devil's army.
Even the devil would be surprised. Even the fucking devil, the devil's looking at you like, what? Even I'm not smoking that crap, mate. Arsenal fans are gonna be fuming about us talking about.
If I remember correctly as well, Spurs have a good record. Arsenal have a good record at the Emirates against Spurs. When's the last time Spurs beat them away? It's been a minute, isn't it?
Listen, if it happens, just know.
I haven't got a good record against Jose though.
Yeah, has Jose ever lost?
Once,
has he?
Just the once.
Just the once. Ooh.
Just the
Yeah.
once.
Listen, if it happens, I want apologies from
we'll
everyone.
give
Are
you
we
a
just
apology,
all
man.
forgetting about the so Munch, like even from a tactical point of view, when we come to talking about this game, you don't think Harry Kane's gonna score?
No, I'll be real. He's going in my fantasy team. Like, so there's a big part of me that thinks Harry Kane's gonna score. But it's
At
a
least you're
mixture
gonna find a
between
win either way.
Yeah, I want Arsenal to win. I want Arsenal to win this game. However,
Okay.
I know Tottenham are better on paper and pretty much better in every way at this point. But I just have a feeling. Sometimes I get a niggle that Arsenal gonna get something from this game, and not a draw. I feel like they are gonna nick a win. But again, I'm allowed to be wrong, man. Let me dream.
That's true. I'm wrong all the time, so I can't say shit. I can't say shit. I'm wrong all the time. Shout out to Jack Rose. Yeah, you know what I mean, lads. It happens to the best of us.
I'm not talking from a tactical point of view, by the way, because tactical-wise, I do think it's going to be difficult.
Even Jose Mourinho, though, was being tactically questionable massively. Like, I actually feel like right now, when I watch Arsenal, I can understand more what they're doing than what Tottenham are trying to do. And I'm not saying that means Arteta is better tactically than Jose. Yeah. I just don't feel like Jose is adapted enough to the modern game to the point where... Because he's nowhere near the manager he was. He's still a sound manager, but... I don't know.
He's the level below. I say this about Spurs. Spurs is the first job he's had since he's burst on the scene, where the expectation when he goes into the club is to not win the league and the Champions League. Everywhere else he's been, when he's gone in, whether it's Manchester United, whether it's Chelsea 2 times, whether it's Inter, whether it's Real Madrid, the objective is win the Premier League, win the Champions League. Like, people forget when he came to Manchester United, Pep went into City, and that was the head-to-head. That's what it was built at.
That was the clash.
And that was the clash. And now he doesn't even get mentioned in the same bracket as a Pep and a Klopp. It's those two now. Those two are the big. And it's sad to see Mourinho fall off like that. Because even though, as a football fan, I respect greatness. And that's what he was. That run he had from 2003 to 2010 was immense. That Chelsea, the poor old Chelsea into Milan, different. And then he just fell off.
And then I felt like that's kind of started to not work, because you've just mentioned from 03-04 to literally 2010, you know. Do you know how mad that is to have a dominance for that long?
That period,
we just all think, oh, Sir Alex done it for however long, so every manager should. No, that's impressive. Very 6 years to be on top and be the best, arguably the best manager in that period against Sir Alex overall. But do you get what I'm saying, mate? Even he had Sir Alex's number when they would come head to head. So that worked then, but when I come to about adapting, and when you actually think about, this is more likely, it's not guaranteed, but it's more likely his last big job than not. His last massive job, especially in the Prem. With that being said, I feel like he's trying to play it safe. In fact, I'm very confident in that he's trying to play it safe, and I feel like he's been that way since he joined Tottenham.
Because he knows, you said, he's the last roll of the dice. Like, if it all goes tits up there, where do you go?
And like I said,
football has eclipsed Mourinho's style of play, and I think he realizes now.
We're seeing it with Klopp now. It's like the style of play Klopp has been going with. He has to change the fucker up. Yes, he's had injuries and whatnot, but you've got to make certain changes. Pep's done it every fucking year. Why does Pep go with a different starting 11 every game? One, because he's got the players to do so, and two, because he knows it's going to be better for him in the long term, because people won't understand how he plays.
Do you man think that just the move in itself epitomizes Jose's mindset? So going from Manchester United to Tottenham, no disrespect to Tottenham. In fact, you know what? Sorry, Ethan, disrespect to Tottenham, but literally he's gone from Man United. He's gone from Man United to Tottenham just to sort of get them a trophy. Now, for Jose Mourinho's standard and to that high regard he holds himself to and his incredible standards, don't you think he's gone, let me just take a step down and, sort of just get any old trophy and, that's the way I'm...
You know what? You know what it is with him now? As much as... Go on, you go, Lewis.
No, I was going to say a big factor of it as well is him wanting to move back to London to be with his family. Because we know that's like a big reason why I was always feeling depressed at Manchester United. And I really thought it was going to be Arsenal or Spurs he went to anyway. Because I know he was just going to go back to London to be with his family. So
that always comes in.
Kind of makes sense that it was Spurs. It was either that or he goes to Arsenal, and Arsenal can't stand the sight of him. So
and I think he had and also adding into it as well. It's not like he had big jobs looking. The big clubs weren't looking for clubs who are trying to win leagues and Champions Leagues. Unfortunately, aren't looking at Mourinho. It's a marriage of convenience. If he wasn't going to go Spurs, where he just left United, Chelsea ain't gonna have him back. Liverpool weren't gonna have him at that point. Where do you go? He's not going Barcelona. He's been to Real Madrid. Unless you go back to Italy. Do you really want to go back to Portugal? Option, yeah, maybe Italy is the only option.
Maybe have a nice little time back at Porto, little romance there.
Look at how we're talking about him. Imagine someone told you in 2010 we'd be talking about Mourinho 10 years later in this fashion.
See what I'm saying? It's like
and we're not saying lower in the Prem, because Jose Mourinho. It's like when a world champion in UFC is no longer at that level, but you put him against like some young hungry killer. No, you're putting him to fail. Put him up against other legends or whatnot. What we're saying for Jose though, put him at a level where he can still adapt and he can do it where he's actually more comfortable. So like you mentioned in London, I didn't have a problem with him going to Tottenham because there's always more that goes into it. There's always more that goes into a transfer move than it just being blatant. And to be honest, you know, if you're getting sacked, that's personal. You know, it happens so much in football. It happens so much in football that people just skip over it. By the way, shout out to Jack again with the jokes. James, speak a bit louder. Can't hear you from 8. Fuck off, Jack. And Jack again. Jack Rose for mod, best banter in the sleep. He has got. Do you know what, Jack? I'm not gonna let you pay to be a mod. But I might have to, mate, because you're always here, and that's what I want from me mods. Just so other people aren't paying for mods. If you want a super chat, I really appreciate it. But yeah, you'll just start getting loads of little 2 quids and whatnot, just saying, "Hey, Change, can I be a mod, please?" Then everyone will start playing with the chat and all that. But nah, the thing that I say about Jose Mourinho, I just think that would be best case scenario. Maybe go back there and whatever. Do you hear what I'm saying, man? I just feel like that'd make a little bit more sense.
I mean, it's sad to see, but at the same time, you know, I don't think none of us would have been talking like this if, you know, the champions of October actually maintained. They
petty, yo. Man said the champions of October.
Do you know what it is?
Monster's just got smoke build up inside of him now. Listen, mate.
It's you know what it is. You know, since these last 6 home defeats, I've been feeling it from everyone. So
now he's getting it. Now he's getting it. Spurs have been in good form though.
That's the last one.
Yeah, I think Spurs have got this game. But boys, before we wrap up the stream, I want to go on to a topic where, and we was going to do a Tottenham Arsenal one, but let's be honest, Tottenham are winning anyway. An Arsenal Tottenham combined 11, but we know who's going to win.
Arsenal are winning, bro.
Nah, they're not. You know it's going to be Tottenham.
It's debatable, you know.
Yeah, do you want to go through it dead quick? Because I want to talk about Mo Salah, but we'll skip through this one dead quick. We're 4-3-3. Who's in goal? I say Lloris.
Lloris, yeah.
Even though Leno's been okay.
After yesterday, yeah, Lloris.
But I've seen Lloris make go on and he's 3-1 in it.
Not as bad. Leno.
I've seen them both make mistakes though.
Very close.
They're in the same tier right now. They are in the same tier.
This is why I say it's debatable in that, because I've seen them make questionable decisions.
There's a few people saying Leno, but
if you want to go Lloris, it's calm.
I mean, it's 3-1, so I'm sorry.
It's more 3-0 because I'm just like, I don't really know about
it. Yeah, like your side's in 2 minds. There's a lot of people saying Leno in the chat, but you know,
if you just want to go Lloris, I'm cool with that.
We'll go with Lloris and go left back. Now I'm gonna say Reguilon, even though I highly rate Tierney.
Do you know?
Reguilon's.
I'm gonna say Tierney. I'm not gonna lie. I rate them both. I'm saying Tierney though.
I'm saying Tierney.
Am I getting outscored here?
Do you know?
He agreed with you. Alright, let the chat decide. It's 2-2.
Right, it's the chat. It's up to the chat. Reguilon or Tierney.
Yeah, I'm saying Tierney.
Both quality left backs. Oh my days, both amazing. Quality. I love Tierney because he's got attributes like a Robbo, and not just because he's Scottish, because he's hard. Like he's got that attitude. So I do like him. He's actually probably more my type of left back. That being said, Reguilon in ability wise is unreal, mate. It's split, you know. Now it's Tierney.
Tierney. What we saying?
I don't know.
In fact, you know what? In fact, I'm gonna go Reguilon. You know, I'm gonna go Reguilon.
Man's just leaving me, you know. Man just left me. You get me? Man just left me, you know.
Hear me out. You see Reguilon when he's been in the team statistically.
Flawless. He's just hit you on the back with a steel chair there, mate.
I know. Pardon the RKO that's coming, but literally, like, there's when Reguilon's been in the team, and he's been out the team. Tottenham have looked so much more potent going forward. Like it's actually a joke. And I think when Tierney's been in the team compared to when he's been out the team, I think Arsenal have been defensively equally crap at times. Do you know what I mean? In terms of results wise, not defensively as in letting goals, but just results wise. So I think that's just what edges it for me.
I'm going to say Reguilon. Hey, but you know what though, Arsenal fans, for the ones who are upset about that, at least you're going to have your left back next season, because Tottenham probably won't. He's going back to Real Madrid if he keeps playing like this.
And Tierney's only going to get better. He's only going to get better.
Mate, I think
he's only going to get better.
We'll go Reguilon. I'm cool with that.
Flawless hasn't had it his way so far, but fair play. The Arsenal fans are back and Flawless right now though. Right back, Cedric, or I'm not putting Bellerin in there. Cedric or Aurier.
They both, look at Lewis's face. They both
Cedric all day long.
They both.
I don't know if it's all day long though. Like, I'm not saying it's.
This is the best out of a bad bunch. You got Cedric Bellerin. It's Aurier.
Aurier. This is a shit. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what you can say. What? Regardless whether you think North London is red or white, fucking hell, it's got shit right backs. I'll tell you that for free.
Right backs
it's infested with shite right backs.
It's red and
Everyone's
white.
saying Cedric.
All right, let's go.
It's the Cedric, man.
Let's go
Everyone's
Cedric.
saying Cedric.
I think you're least likely to concede with Cedric, and you got something going forward as well.
All right, we'll
I
go
think
with Cedric.
Aurier's better going forward, but defensively.
Really deserve serious efforts, so go for Cedric.
I know Aurier gives them man heart problems. 100%.
Nah. Well, so Lewis, you're the only one back on Aurier, yeah?
Yeah, but I'm not even like seriously backing him.
It's not one of them ones you're gonna lose any sleep over. Yeah, nah, go ahead, sweet. Well, so far we've got Lloris in goal, left back Reguilon, and then right back Cedric. Centre backs, this could be
Gabriel goes in there for me.
Gabriel's got two.
Gabriel, Eric Dyer, yeah, sound.
No,
Eric Dyer?
I'll go Alderweireld.
I'm joking.
Toby Kenobi.
Yeah, it's Gabriel and Alderweireld. They're the two.
Yeah, man.
To me,
for years.
Yeah,
I think he's lost his legs, but you can still see the quality.
yeah, he's still better than Louise or Rob Holding or whoever.
Yeah, he's still one of the best. Yeah, them man there, bruv. Shout out to Jack Rose, Phil Jones. Phil Jones gets a space in the North London Derby 11.
Yeah, he's playing DM next to
Listen, he can play centre, right back. He can play right back with the options we were given.
I know you
The way Phil Jones is actually getting spams in the chat as well. He's hilarious. These fucking kill me.
Anthony Jones, man.
Philip Anthony Jones, the fucking legend himself. Right. Midfield, I feel like this might get a little bit more interesting, but I feel like I know who's going to win this battle overall. I'm going to put two names forward. Ooh, would you put Partey over Højbjerg off performances?
Are you going Højbjerg? You going Højbjerg?
He's been good.
If we're going to form, it has to be Højbjerg because Partey's just been injured. Partey's been injured.
Yeah.
If we're going off what they've done in the Prem, in the Prem,
it's Højbjerg and Dembele.
Ndombele's got to be there.
People are saying El Neni, to be fair. People are saying El Neni, to be fair. So.
Hey, one thing about El Neni is,
man.
Yeah, he is the best Egyptian in the Premier League. Let's not forget that. But yeah,
whoa, he's going. How dare? We're going to talk about Mo Salah in a minute, yeah, and just that alone shows the disrespect that he gets on his name. The best Egyptian in the league. Flawless, you dickhead. How dare he, man?
I was literally saying protect Flawless. You're killing me, bro. You're killing me now.
Oh my days, as if you just said that.
You just got to hit me with the
I picked Reguilon. It's literally because I picked Reguilon. I hung him out to dry.
Oh, Jesus. I just love running that joke. It's a great one. I heard it somewhere and I'm like, yo, this happy running it. Oh, it's great.
Oh my days. Don't worry, people. I never actually kicked him out. I just removed him to let him reevaluate what he's just said.
The naughty step, for real.
Yeah, the naughty step, yeah. You're unbelievable, Flawless, lad. You're unbelievable.
That tickled me that. Ooh, that was good.
The banter is levels. The banter is levels, mate. So, midfield. I'm going to put Højbjerg and Ndombele forward
I'm going with
for Tottenham. And there's one more midfielder to fill in. So, who are we going to put? Odegaard?
Is it more of a... We go in like a cam?
Yeah, we can go a 10 or we can go a third, innit? Yeah,
we can... Yeah, because
use the 10
defensive
Could
player.
you make an argument for putting Harry Kane there? And then we can make space, because it depends on how we're playing. And if we're playing Mourinho style, you could actually slot Kane in there, and then you can. Are we gonna ignore?
Are we gonna ignore Odegaard?
Yeah. I don't think he's enough yet.
Odegaard doing it more than Kane, though. Kane is a 10.
No, yeah.
Really...
But do we have to do it? Do we have to put him at the 10? Like, is that what we're defo doing?
I think so, because you got to think two of the front three spots are going to Son and
both
Saka.
teams at defense first.
Okay,
Two of the front three are going to Son and Saka.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, man. Sweet.
We'll go Kane in the 10.
So the midfield is Højbjerg, is Ndombele, and then it's also Kane. Sweet. So then the front three. Saka on the left.
I think I would play Son on the left, Saka on the right.
Bale. I was going to call him Bale.
Wait, what on the left?
And then on the right. Bale comes off on the right.
Willian on the right.
'Cause- what-
What a guy.
Do you know one of them ones where it just makes you go, wait, what?
I love how everyone just deep
What
down
did you
one
say?
by one.
What did he say? What did he
Wait,
say?
no, because actually, if you think about what Willian's been doing for Chelsea this season,
Well, 4 assists in 4 games.
Right. Well, to me, it's Son, Saka, and one over.
Arsenal's
So we need to
highest
fill.
season.
I really
We
think
need to figure
Bale's
that out.
looking mad dangerous.
So what
Nah,
are you
this,
playing?
But he's not done
I'm
enough
gonna
this season,
I'm
though.
gonna sort this out. I'm gonna sort this out flatline. I'm gonna knock out this conversation right now.
Go on.
Go on.
Son in the middle, Saka on the left, and then Bale right wing.
He's gone for Bale.
I'm with that.
It's that one.
I'm with that.
One of
That
them
one.
ones,
It's
cunts.
that one. It's that
Come
Bale's
on, man.
looking dangerous. He's looking. Listen.
I'm with that.
Shout out to Kaiser who said Højbjerg has to be in this team. Kaiser, I
isn't it?
backed you, bro. I backed you, man.
This team is really Spurs heavy though.
It's Spurs heavy, but
It's Spurs heavy.
What'd you expect though, bro?
The way
Right,
Aubameyang
it
just
has-
never got a look at.
Aubameyang has stunk up the room this season. Stunk up the place.
Yeah.
Bro, he's
has
missing
stunk up
sitters.
the room.
It's not even that he's not getting chances no more. He's missing sitters. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
being funny. He can't be in the team. And I think he can come good again. He's only 31, as people mentioned, but fucking hell, he is playing like he's 34. Let's have a run through the team then. So, in goal, we had Lloris in the end, weren't it? That was the unanimous decision. So, 1-0
Yeah.
Tottenham. One of you keep score of this. So, in goal, Lloris. Left back, Reguilon. Right back, Cedric. Centre backs,
Gabriel.
who's the Gabriel
Alderweireld,
and
yeah.
Alderweireld. Midfield, Ndombele, Højbjerg, and Kane. Ooh, and then front three, Saka, Son,
And
and Bale.
Right, Arsenal only got
That
3
is
men in
mad.
it.
That is
Arsenal only got
mad
3 men
Spurs
in it.
heavy. I deeped it. That is
Yeah, they only got Saka,
Yeah, it is, Saka,
Cedric,
Cedric, and Gabriel.
and Gabriel. And the reason why they got a friggin' Cedric is because all the Spurs right backs are trash. You know what I mean? That was just the
Yeah.
best out of a bad bunch. Literally, that is
Literally.
Spurs heavy. All
Oh
Spurs
my
midfield,
days.
2 out of the front 3.
I weren't
Yeah,
expecting it to
Spurs.
be that one-sided, but I had a good feeling Spurs were going to
Arsenal
win.
going to be hot with it and put Partey in there though. They're not going to figure.
Yeah, but it's on
that.
form.
But he
though,
hasn't
at
done-
rate pie.
Yeah.
If we were going to do a combined 11 with, let's say, Tottenham, does Thiago deserve to go above either Ndombele, Kane, or Højbjerg? No, he doesn't.
No way.
Because he hasn't played. And and when he has played, he hasn't lived up to what we know he can do. Same situation with Partey.
Literally. But
Literally,
Fabulous
it's
is
a
back
mirror.
now. You know, but
Yeah.
Fabulous is back now. So Thiago, we will
Fabulous!
See you see the
Fabulous!
real Thiago coming very soon. The real Thiago, like what we saw just then. But let me not speak too soon. Back to you guys.
Facts. Yeah, boys. So
We really
before we
did.
do round this up, Mo Salah. I've been seeing loads of shit on Twitter being talked about my Mo. And do you know what, Lewis? I'll start off with you because I've said my opinion on Mo Salah, yeah. But people are basically just saying he's a stat merchant, he's a stat padder. Do you feel like that? If you were to think of Mo Salah, and when people bring him up in the greatest right winger conversation or one of the greatest wingers to break the Premier League, do you think he deserves to be there?
Right now he's making a very good case for it. I do think we'll also have to wait to see when it's all said and done. But compared to wingers in history, no reason why not. Like, granted, he misses a lot of big chances, but you lot churn out so many chances. For the most part, it's can he just put a few of them in the back of the net? Probably why you were so interested in Timo Werner as well, because that fits into an absolute glove. But same way with Salah, like I will say, even with recent games though, like his finishing has definitely fallen off a cliff. Like we can all be honest about that. But in terms of his overall quality and his time at Liverpool, really and truly, like his 17-18 season by himself puts him up there because that's one of the greatest individual seasons we've seen in Premier League history. So his quality is there. It's just there's a question mark because he still misses so many chances. Like, yeah, you've done this well. You still could be up to here, though, if you just took a bit more chances. So it's like a bit of both.
Yeah.
But it's heavily more biased towards Mo Salah.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Do you know what the number one argument is, I feel like, for people who say Salah is a stat merchant? Is, who can I think of as an example? Riyad Mahrez, who's just had a very good game against Southampton. He won't be talked about as one of the best right wingers in the league. Well, he will. One of the best right wingers in the league, but not in the world. Whereas Mo Salah, he's going to be talked about as one of the best right wingers in the world. Let me say what I think on this situation. In terms of being able to like on the ball ability wise, you can't put Salah above Mahrez. You can't put many players above Mahrez. Mahrez is unbelievable when it comes to the ball at his feet, being able to create space for himself. The reason why I feel like, although you've got to give players like Mahrez that type of respect, you've got to give Mo Salah the same respect for what he does outside of scoring them goals. As a matter of fact, he'd be the perfect player if he didn't miss as many chances as he did. Not like in terms of... Because no one can be good at every single thing. You can be good at most things, but there's going to be one thing that kind of falls short, and Mo Salah's finishing is that. But because he gets into that position a lot, I just feel like it can't be overlooked. And people can mention systems, and that also plays a part. But he's been doing this in multiple different systems, and you've got to get the right players to fit them systems. And Salah, mate, you know, what else do you want to talk about? Influence? Because if we want to talk about influence, let's talk about the Premier League. Let's talk, and I know it's not just all trophies, but let's talk about the impact he had in winning them trophies.
Yeah.
Champions League, we needed him, and the one time we actually didn't win the Champions League, he got strict. He had to go off the pitch.
Literally. And he was the man where they set out to go get him, because he's too dangerous. He's way too dangerous. Listen, sorry, James, carry on, because if I start going about...
No, I've said my piece on Mo Salah. Bro, I've said my piece on Mo Salah. Flawless, Mons, whatever you guys want to say. Boom.
Yeah, I was going to think, that would make a great... Lewis, I was just thinking, that's a great subject for Agenda FC, but I'll talk to Hammers about that off air and that. But in regards to it...
Him versus Ryan would be a madness, because Ryan's...
We might have to... Yeah. You might have to set that up still. But yeah, as we're saying here with Salah, it depends. It's a proper preference thing, because in terms of impact, his numbers don't lie. In terms of goals and assists, his numbers don't lie. So if you just take what he does on paper, he guarantees you this amount of goals, this amount of assists. And then also, I'm big on winning trophies. He's helped Liverpool win a Champions League and a Premier League. Lewis did say we'll see when it's all well and done. So in 3-4 years' time, if he's still at Liverpool and you have won another Champions League, another 2 Premier Leagues, then that pushes him higher in my estimation too. Does he miss a lot of big chances? Yeah, you see, but he does. But he also gets into position for a lot of those, and he's also a threat as well. But then when you look at his overall game, you can see where the holes can be in it. Like, I actually prefer Mane to him. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, when Manchester United,
loads of people say that, yeah.
So many people.
When Manchester United are playing Liverpool, I'm not saying I don't rate Salah, but Mane is the one who I fear the most, because I think his overall gameplay is. I'm like, yeah, he's the one to look out for. It don't mean Salah can't hurt you, but again, like I just said at the very top, it's all about preference. But to say he's just a stat padder is wrong, because like I said, he's won Liverpool major trophies. Yeah. And the two biggest ones back-to-back seasons. He's been a major part. If you take him out of that Liverpool side, they probably don't win both of those trophies. Yeah. So that shows to show his impact. So that's my thoughts on Salah.
Nah, that's fair. Mons, you take it away, bro. If you do what you need to do, matey.
Bro,
you do what you need to do, matey.
Let me start with this. You see, Luis Suarez, one of the greatest strikers I've ever seen. Yeah. Period. Yeah. I never thought I'd ever see a player grace Liverpool shirt after that. Grace a Liverpool shirt and really have that impact, straight away. And with Salah, people need to understand that, he has incredible numbers. Because if you want to have the argument of numbers, you're not going to win. You're just not going to win. The argument is done. So if we talk about general ability, and I'm going to go back to that 17-18 season when he hit those incredible numbers. Salah wasn't just getting numbers at this point, and he was not stat padding. He hardly took penalties for Liverpool, actually, at that time, because Milner was a penalty taker. So when we look at Salah's goals, he scored so many different types of goals, and his finishing was so accomplished. It was ridiculous. We can say, we'll downplay his general ability as a footballer, but Salah has been pinning 6'4" defenders for his whole time at Liverpool. I don't know many wingers that have 10 diags spread to them a game and somehow back into the defender and bring the ball down. People don't see how good Mo Salah's first touch is. Honestly, how good his first touch actually is. I'm not saying he's technically better than Mane, but Salah has a different technical grace where you almost can't get the ball off him. You cannot get the ball off this man, and he barely gives the ball away. So, and the fact that, when he came in, Mane was, because especially when Mane's first season sort of set Liverpool alight.
You took Mane out of right wing?
He took him, you literally took the words out of my mouth. You took that Sadio Mane out of right wing and said, it's my position now. and no one's going to move me from this position. And he carried on delivering and delivering and delivering. And there's the goal for me that stands out is the one at Napoli when he absolutely span Koulibaly, prime Koulibaly, out of his loafers. And it's like, you know, where he just looks up. He just looks up at the crowd. And you just, when someone is so great, and I know it sounds like I just have a mad agenda right now and I'm in love with Mo Salah, but he brings a confidence to the team like I haven't seen in a while. Like, a bad Salah, Mane can't even touch a bad Salah's numbers. And I love Mane to bits. So many, like, I can't have the stat padding argument. I really can't do it, boys. I can't do the stat padding.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
It actually boils my blood.
I agree.
Because it's not just...
No, I agree.
Yeah, man. He's not on every set piece. He's not even on set pieces. Apart from the
He's on penalties. He's on penalties.
Now he's on penalties, but he still has to score them. Like Fernandes, he still has to score them.
No, it's true. It's true.
Do you know what I mean?
Right. Listen,
I don't know,
I just thought it was worth bringing up as it was a big argument that
like
I've been seeing on Twitter and whatnot.
Like he can't dribble.
That's the thing. I feel like people do sort of overlook the fact that he is actually sound ability.
He's good on the ball, but you know what it is? It's the fact that with his numbers he has, even though his ability is good, it doesn't match the numbers type of thing. That's how people are looking at it.
Do you know what
people are expected to see someone who's technically Bergkamp-esque. You get what I'm saying?
50% stats, 50% eye test.
I hear that.
It's true.
If you use that too much to back your argument, then you can make anyone look good or make anyone look trash. You have to be able to watch it over 90 minutes. There's some players that were heavy under the radar.
But you look at Robin, and of course Robin, when even at his time at Chelsea, and I always think Salah is like one of the closest things at one point to Robin, in the fact that Salah does the same thing over and over again. He hugs the touchline, he comes in, he peels off, and he inverts. Why can't no one stop it yet? We're 4 years down the line now. Why can't no one stop it?
So we've been waiting 8 years to replace Iron Robin. We had Iron Robin, and we
do you know what I'm saying?
One Quadrado.
So I say, when someone's so good and they do the same thing over and over again, why can't no one stop it? Why?
Because he's good. He's quality, isn't it?
Even when he's
even if it's just one, if you're gonna call him a one-trick pony, that's a good trick.
Oh, it's a
good trick.
It's like what we say about Fernando Torres. If he was a one-trick pony, he went to a Chelsea side that was actually a better system than what Liverpool was, and look what happened there. I understand he never had as much of the pace. I get it because of injuries, and we saw that even at Liverpool. But it's kind of like a similar sort of case study, and there'll be many more for that. So I agree. You've literally just actually said it there in words.
For example of it, because Werner would slot into your team and probably bag more goals.
Then Salah. Or more goals than he's doing at Chelsea.
More goals than he's doing at Chelsea.
Yeah. I mean, the system helps Salah's numbers, but even outside the numbers, he's still a quality player. That's why I brought up Riyad Mahrez before, because I don't think he's as skillful or as flary or as techy as maybe Riyad Mahrez. That being said, he does a lot of things better than Riyad Mahrez. So, in terms of certain decision making and whatnot, I feel like that all comes into it. But people, we are about to round up the show, but just dead quick though, Flawless, if you could answer this question, which player do you think United needs most next season, out of Sancho, Grealish, or a world-class centre-back?
All three, you know what I'm saying?
You need all three, but what do you think you need? Because I'm always getting messages and whatnot off United fans saying, no, it's not only Gunnar Solskjaer, that's the problem. It's this position. Right. We haven't got this position. So I want to know, if you were to sign, which one of them players would help your squad the most? Where do you feel needs them? Where's the biggest hole?
To me, the biggest hole is Sancho. Right, Sancho definitely, because
are you saying that because that's been the longest maybe, or
no? That's because we don't have a right winger. Where at least with centre back, we actually have, even though he's injury prone, we actually have Bailly there. You know what I'm saying? Who is a quality centre back. He's just very injury prone. But when it comes to right winger, our best right winger is probably Diallo, who's just come in. So before him, it was Dan James. Yeah, because we don't have any right. Greenwood plays out there, Mata might play out there, Donny occasionally plays out there, but none of them are right wingers. Sancho gives our team a whole nother element. Like we're talking about the Mane and Salah thing. It's like that he would add that with to our team in terms of, now there's Rashford, now there's Sancho. Yeah. Rather than it's just Rashford on the left hand side and the right hand side's a bit. Opposition sides ain't really worried about it like that. So I would say Sancho.
I hear you. No, I hear you, bro. Listen, I think anyone would love Sancho out of them positions, to be fair. But I do feel like a world-class centre-back is needed as well. But the reason why I wouldn't say it's number one is because you do still defensively you don't concede much. So, something's going right in that aspect, I suppose. But boys, nice one for coming on to the show. I appreciate it, man.
Yo, love for having me, man. Appreciate it, man.
Always a pleasure coming
great
on.
chat.
Yeah, man.
For real.
Another great chat. People, make sure you smash the likes and subscribe to the boys down below. You can subscribe to Big Six Bants. That is the top link. Then you can go and subscribe to Sarcasm City TV. Boom. Description. And then you can subscribe to Lewis's channel as well, which is right there. So people, please do so. Smash the like if you enjoyed. Thank you for coming in and joining us. And we'll see you later. Have a marvellous day, people.